of stabbing.
Hello, everybody. We are back live once again to continue this delve into the dungeon after our technical difficulties caused our last session to end abruptly. So we are back, down two of our players, so it'll be a bit harder to get through this, but we'll get them taken care of, make sure everyone's participating. So, where we last left off, just to recap for everybody as our players are getting into the map, is they had found a crypt and there were plants growing up out of it. And after descending down into a specific crypt that had the plants growing out, they found themselves in a room where a helmed horror came to life and began to attack them, along with some assassin vines in this room. After defeating them, our players decided that they were going to open one of the two doors and move forward. So our players opened this door that's more on the northern side of the map. And so once we are here, it is on to them to decide what they would like to do and to proceed through that. I know it's going to take a bit for everyone to get loaded because this map is a bit large. But does anybody have any questions, anything to go over
I
before
think
you get in?
plan, our plan last time was to go to the left here and just keep going until we ran into it like a door.
Right. Okay.
It's a simple plan, but it's a plan.
Right. Absolutely. And the door does push open easily, Alondiel, as you get up to it. It takes a little bit of effort because there are plants and things growing along it, but you are able to push that door open and can see beyond. And you should be able to
I
just
want to.
move through that door now
Okay.
that it's open. So,
Step through just a little. I want to make a perception check to listen for any rustling vines or if anything sounds like it's moving in there. That's a 16.
okay. So from this direction, as you hone your senses in, trying to listen ahead of you, you don't hear anything. You do hear your allies that are coming in behind making noise, but you don't hear any noises coming from ahead further into this room.
It looks like there's a bit of a hallway there. There's a well up here, it looks like, guys. And then step a little bit more in.
All right. Okay, so as you come into this room, yes, you do notice that there is a well there. It is overgrown with plants growing up and out of the well, as well as around it in every direction. As you get into this room, you can see that there is another hallway heading towards the south.
I'll move into the middle of the room to look down the hall.
Okay.
It looks like a door.
Yeah, so looking down the hallway, you do see another door.
I'll go peek down the well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's send someone to peek down. We'll push you down the well.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, 26.
26. So looking down the well, with your incredible dark vision that Ore gave to everybody, Adi, you can see very clearly that there is still water down there, and there are plants that are growing up all around the edges of this well. And you see that there is the rope that would have a bucket on it is lowered all the way down and
Uh, I'll
disappears
try
beneath
and
the surface of the water.
crank it up.
All right. Uh, give me a strength check to pull
Sorry.
that crank. You might need to call Ito in here.
That's a 3.
All right.
It's water's heavy.
Yeah, and it is very well stuck with all that's been overgrown, and the mechanism has begun to rot out. for what wood is there. And so as you go to crank it, you notice that it begins to crack and break.
Ito, can you get this? There's a bucket down there and there's water. I want to see what it's like, if it's safe. Maybe there's something in it. It's heavy.
Okay. I will be right over. Insanity, I don't know if my movements are showing up on your screen. I'm not seeing them on stream, but
No,
I have
I
tried
haven't.
to move Ito forward.
Yeah, I haven't seen you request movement once, so I was waiting on you. I was like, maybe you just wanted to hang back.
Yeah,
So
I've tried about 4 times now. It
Hmm.
just doesn't seem to be showing up on your end.
Yeah, it doesn't show up for me to approve. You should be able to just move on your own. I don't know why it's not, but
It just showed up on my screen that you jumped forward a bit.
yeah, because I
Yep,
just moved
it
in
just moved me
manually.
on. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, and that just showed up as you wanting to move. So, all right. So Ito, as you get up there, go ahead and give me a strength check. And are you trying to crank it or pull the rope?
I think he's
The
gonna pull
crank,
the rope.
yeah, the crank system looks to be breaking.
Okay.
So
All right. So go ahead
Is that
and
just straight strength or athletics?
just straight strength.
That'll be a 17 plus 5, 22.
All right. So easy enough. You're able to pull it up. It takes a bit, but you notice that as the rope starts coming up, a bucket pulls up and starts breaking the plants and vines that have kind of grown across it. And as it tears through that, it suddenly becomes really easy for you to pull up the rest of the way, and you have a bucket of water.
Quest complete. Let's get out of here.
I'll move up and listen to the next door.
Okay.
Were you not gonna like check out the water? I thought that was the point.
I was hoping there'd be something in the bucket. And when it turned out to be water, I was like, yeah, it's water.
Does it look like clean water at least? Or
It
is it
does
like
appear
all
to be
green and
clean
slimy?
water,
Nice.
with bits of plant debris and things in it, but relatively clean. Alondiel, go ahead and give me a perception check as you make your way down the hallway to listen and perceive what's going on.
1T2.
Okay, so I'm actually going to stop you a few feet back from approaching the door, because what you notice when you get right here is this is actually a door.
Ooh.
And you see that there's a small hallway leading further off.
Secret tunnel.
Secret room.
Guys, this wall is not a wall.
There's another bucket.
Who wants to go first? Me.
Not it.
I feel like Zerdig would definitely be willing to be first here. With Zerdig
Yeah.
not being here, it's a tough call, but I will.
Yeah, he seems pretty upfronty.
Yeah,
So
I will move Zerdig up, and he'll have Z2 come further behind.
And I'll follow up right behind them.
Okay. So Zerdig will begin making his way down this, which comes to what Zerdig believes to just be a wall. Let's see, what is Zerdig's perception? It's pretty good. Yeah. And so he gets up there, looks around for a bit, and pushes on the door, and the door swings open, revealing that it was indeed just a door, and not a wall, opening up into another large room. This has various bits of equipment strung about for what appears to be laundry and looming and creation of essentially all sorts of garments.
So, out of character, I would be all about this room.
Okay. So you love this room as yourself.
As myself. Sadzi is kind of like, well, this is boring.
Right. And I'm dragging Sadzi up to couch up with the rest of the party. Okay.
Eh,
And everything in here very much overgrown, hasn't been used in years. The wood of everything very much rotting.
So far, this is a very strange place. Like you enter, there's a well room, and then there's a secret door to a fabric room.
Well,
This
can be
is like one of
used
those like
to
castle.
quickly retrieve water for washing clothes. So,
Or using in dyes, or never mind, I'll show.
okay.
It's like there's a hallway out of this room to the south.
Yes, indeed. There is a hallway with various large plants growing up out of it to the south. No door, it's just an open hallway.
I'm gonna look for more secret passageways.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
That's a nat 1 for 8.
You don't notice any more secret passages in this
Look at
room.
how big that washing tub is, guys. How crazy is it that it's held together so long?
Do you think we could put Mazeki in it?
Ooh, maybe.
Probably.
Maseki would probably fit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the ancient washing tub though. That doesn't sound like a smart idea.
But you could actually take a bath.
Take baths all the time.
All right. Alondiel, as you make your way down that hallway, you do hear sounds of bushes rattling and rumbling about. And you notice every now and then what seems to be a small plant creature darting about between different plants in this room. It doesn't seem to have noticed you. You would estimate it about the size of a child or a halfling.
Mace. Mace. There's something in here.
Yes, a lot of wood and plants.
No. It's moving. Come check it out. Be quiet.
Zerdig
guess
will
we'll go.
stumble along.
I don't think we're very quiet in general. I think I'm the quietest one, and oh,
I
that's a
saw
little
it
far.
over there.
Oh well.
Right there.
Yeah, you're not a quiet party, that is for sure.
Boop. We'll move over to the side there. It
Alright.
keeps doing the half squares for some reason.
Yeah, it's fine.
There we go. Okay, so now I'm. Okay, so there's a guy in the room.
Moving
I guess
between
we're-
various bits of the foliage that's all overgrown, seeming to have not noticed you at all.
Oh, now's a good time to attack him. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
do we actually need to attack him?
I have no idea. Do you want to try talking to him first?
As you are standing there watching and waiting, you see another run in through the plants from off somewhere you couldn't quite see from your perspectives.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll toss out a hello. See
Alright.
how they react.
All right. So with that hello, as you call out, the movement and the sounds of the plants rustling all stops. and then you hear some muttering in a language that you don't understand.
We come in peace.
As you get up closer, Alondiel, and you say that, you notice peeking through the branches is a creature that is made entirely of plants, definitely small, the size of a child, staring at you, spear in hand, getting ready to run out. I would like everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
9.
12.
16.
20.
All right, so we got 20 for Sadzi, 16 for Ito, 9 for Alondiel. What was Mizeki?
12.
12. All right, and then let me roll Ore. That's great, Ore. You take that nat 1. And then... All right. Okay, and so with that, as you see this, another small one comes running out of the hallway to the left. Looks a bit larger and seems to be yelling and issuing commands out to everybody. Will run right up to you and with his spear will attempt to stab you. That is a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right. You take 4 points of piercing damage,
Ow.
and then he will strike at you again, trying to stab. But that is a 5 to hit, which I believe will miss.
That'll miss. Yep.
All right, and then it is Sadzi's turn. So Sadzi, with you back, you would have been into this room before that initiative began. Same with Ito. I don't know why it wasn't having you guys move up, but
Yeah, that was weird. Okay. Can I firebolt this dude?
you can try for sure. The one around the corner that was attacking Alondiel, you can't really see, but there is another one you can just barely see in the bushes straight in front of him, in front of Alondiel.
Okay. Sure, whichever one I can see.
Okay.
So that is a 19 to hit.
19 will hit, even with cover.
15 points of damage.
15 points of fire damage, correct?
Yes.
All right. So that one that you managed to hit goes up in a burst of flame and falls to the ground.
Well, that's one less we'll have to deal with later.
All right. And then it is Ito's turn. What would you like to do, Ito?
Completely forgot I'm on push to talk. Going to move up. I would have liked to be closer to our front line, because that's going to be a pain. Guess I'll move as close as I can to our front line and just chuck a spear at whichever one I can see best for attacking.
Okay. And what's your speed?
30.
Yeah, so you can get right up next to Mizeki if it will let you move. If it won't, I'll just move you. Perfect.
Put in the request on my end. I don't know if it's showing up.
Yeah, it did. I just did it. All right. So from here, again, that one around to the corner that's stabbing at Alondiel, you just don't have a line of sight to. But there is the one in the bushes with its spear ready to leap out that you can see just over here that you could throw something at.
Okay, I'm gonna chuck 2 spears at it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
First attack is a 10.
A 10. 10 will miss.
And how about a 27?
A 27 will hit.
A grand total of 9 damage.
9 piercing.
Yes.
Okay. So as it pierces through, it just kind of seems to go mostly through the body. It doesn't seem to deal as much damage as you would anticipate your spear doing.
Okay. And that's end of turn.
Okay. It is now the rest of the creature's turns. So this one is going to jump out, but now with its spear, instead of targeting Alondia like it was intending, it's going to go after Ito, who just threw a spear at it. That is a 9.
That'll miss.
Okay. And then let's see, where are these creatures? All right, and this one will run up to there. And you will hear the sound of a door opening as creatures begin to move about. I've got to check my map for where they all are. Okay. And that should be all of them for now. They have all moved. So that would make it Mizeki's turn.
Alrighty. So I got this dude up in my grill.
Mm-hmm.
I do not appreciate that. I am going to. I guess I could stab him. Do I have anything that's not stabby stab though?
That is
No.
a good question.
No, I do not. I'll take the disadvantage and shoot an Eldritch Blast at him, I think.
Okay.
That's very sad. One of them was a nat 20. 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Okay. So he takes 11 force.
Okay. With
then-
that, he drops to the ground.
Okay, so then the second one doesn't matter, I guess.
Mhm.
Because it's all done at one time. All right. And then I'm going to actually step diagonally back to get out of the way.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
All right. It is Zerdig's turn, who will rush up and get around the corner to get up next to this one attacking Alondio. And will strike with his sword. Let's see here. Yeah, that seems fine. That is a 15, which will hit for 11 points of damage. And then, does he have 2 strikes? Yes, he does. With a second strike, 21 for 12 more damage. And that one is still up. After Zerdig, Z2 will be commanded to move up and help protect, and we'll get to there. And then it is Alondiel's turn.
I'm gonna point at the one that speared me. She's like, I came in peace. And then I'll cast Toll the Dead on it. It needs to make a wisdom save.
Okay. 16.
Oh, that well. So does it need to that the save is 16, so he makes it.
So he makes it.
Dang it! You're lucky, little dude.
All right. Anything else?
That's my action. So I don't want to risk an opportunity. Yeah. As long as I stay within its sphere, I don't get an opportunity attack, right? So I'll move up to make room for other people
Okay.
to get into the room without leaving its threat range.
All right. Easy enough to do. Okay. It is Ore's turn, who will then move up to fill your vacated spot. And let's get people off of halves spots now. I hate when it does that, but yeah, there we go. Everyone's all off a half spot. Okay. And with him right up next, he'll take his moonsicle that he's got and attack. 14 will hit for 5 points of damage. All right. And then that's back to the top of the round. So it is that creature's turn. And the three of you are there right next to it. So that's going to be Zerdig, Alondiel, and Ore. All notice that the vines and bits of plant that the creature is made of seem to mend. And then it is going to release a large cloud of spores from its body. I need Zerdig, Alondiel, Ore, Ito, and Mazeki all to make a Constitution save. This is against poison, so if you have anything that gives you advantage against poison, that would apply.
Whew. 19.
24.
Do I need to make a con save?
Yes, Mazeki.
Cool. Constitution. That's a 3.
Okay. So, Mizeki, you are poisoned as you breathe in these spores, and you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns to end the
Okay.
poison.
Add a condition. Poisoned. There it is.
And then it is Sadzi's turn.
Okay. I assume I can't see anything unless I move up.
Yeah. From there, well, there is one that made its way into the bushes where you previously killed one last turn. So it's just right there in your range. But yeah, you can definitely move up.
Okay. Whatever one I can see that seems, if I can see the one that seems to be harrying the rest of my friends, then I would
Yeah.
like to attack that one with Firebolt.
Yeah, from there, it looks like you just barely get them into your line of sight. They do have cover from that, but you can go ahead and attempt to hit them with your Firebolt.
15?
With the cover that they have, that will miss. So it just
Okay.
arcs right off the wall and doesn't manage to make contact with the creature behind.
Dang it. Guess that's my turn.
Okay, Ito, it is your turn.
I would like to commence smacking.
Okay.
I'll make 2 attacks against the same one as I threw the spear at already, with the Book of Stabbing.
So the one that you threw the spear at is on the ground. So
Oh, is it downed? Okay.
yeah.
For some reason, the one that moved into its space, I got confused. My bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't delete it from its space.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can step into that space. It's unconscious right now.
Would I be able to get there just moving through allies?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool.
It doesn't like going around hard corners though, so you just have to get the long way to get it to work. But yeah. So, and yeah, when you get there, you can see that there is another one coming from that hallway, just poking its head out of the bushes there.
First swing will be a fatal nat 1.
Okay, that'll miss.
And then a 23
A 23 will hit.
for 12 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to quickly use Second Wind because I realized I'm not at max health.
Okay, and remember you only heal half as much right now because of the mist. Okay, and again, that spear doesn't seem to do as much as you feel like it should when you stab the creature.
Should have swapped to. I literally have hand axes so that I have another damage type. Whoops.
Yep. Okay. Anything else that you would like to do?
No, that'll be end of turn.
Okay. So again, it is now the creature's turns. Ore and Alondale, you notice this one that's lying on the ground that Mizeki had stabbed. The plants that make up its body begin to shift and maneuver, and it will stand back up and will attempt to stab Ore. That is an 8, which will miss. All right. Then let's see. This one will come running out to get up next to Ito, along with its friend. This one will run up next to Alondio. This one will run up and hide in some bushes. And you'll see another one, Alondio, dart into some bushes. And you'll hear another door open somewhere off in the distance.
You know, when you said one went to try to stab at Ori, I can just hear him going, well, that's not very nice.
Yep. All right. So now we have 3 left that are in range to attack. 2 of them will attack Ito. That is an 8 for the first one, and a
Miss.
12 for the second one.
Also a miss.
And then the one after Alondiel, that is a 7.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
And that is their turn, which will bring us to Mizeki. So Mizeki, the one that you downed, is back up and fighting
He's
again.
back up. Yeah. And we learned outside we need to use fire probably on them.
The one that
That's-
Sadzi burned did not get back up. You do know
Okay,
that.
yeah. I don't know if I have any fire. I mean, I guess I can pull out a torch. But I'd have to light it. Huh. Trying to figure out the best solution for that. Because I don't carry normal fire things.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna shoot it again and split the shot between the two here and then ask if Sadzi can light it on fire, I guess.
Okay. Which 2? So you can see 2 from there. You can see 8
yeah.
and 6.
I'm
from
gonna
your
shoot
perspective.
6 with the first shot and then 8 with the second.
Okay.
Alright. And let's see if it does the disadvantage. It does not, even though I'm marked as poisoned, it doesn't do the disadvantage.
Oh, right.
So,
You are poisoned. At the start
yeah.
of your turn, you take 16 poison damage. I rolled
Oh, well, never
max.
mind then. I'm just gonna be sad. Well, shit. I am dying. If that happens again, I'm unconscious. Just a heads up. Let's see. What are the 2 rolls? So they're both 14. So does a 14 hit?
14 will hit.
Okay. And I'm going to do 8 plus the 1d6.
Okay. So the 8
So
force
that is 8 force and 2 thunder
and 2 thunder.
for the
Okay.
first guy.
All right. It will drop again.
And then the second beam at the other guy, 11 probably doesn't hit him.
Oh, I thought you rolled both the hits
I
already.
had to roll twice. I had to roll twice because it didn't do the disadvantage.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 will miss.
Okay, yeah, so. And then I'm going to inform the party that I will fall if that happens again.
Right. And at the end of your turn, you
The
get to
poison.
save against the poison. You can
Okay.
repeat the save at the end of each of your turns.
Well, I got a 5, so
You are still poisoned.
yeah.
Okay. Zerdig's turn. Zerdig, having seen these heal up, what options does Zerdig have? Any damage types with his spells that he can do? He doesn't have any fire from the looks of it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, no fire. So instead, we'll just continue hacking and slashing away. So first, at the one that you guys have been attacking, he'll get a 25 to hit for 14 damage. And that one will drop to the ground. And then he will turn and fight the one attacking Alondiel. And a 14 will hit for 10 damage, which will drop that one as well. And then command Z2 to get up and help protect. So Z2 will run up and get to here. Okay. Let's get you out of the half step. Yeah, that's it. So Alondiel, it is your turn. There are 3 of them down on the ground around you. So all of them that are touching you are down. So you can move without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
But from what you've seen, they do get back up.
Oh man, I don't have Sacred Flame is radiant damage. Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll. Oh man, I don't want to be surrounded, but I've got one of the higher AC, so I'll take it. I'll pick the one just south of Ito to have it make a will save.
A wisdom save.
Yep.
Nat 1. So that's a total of 1.
Cool. He'll take 8 necrotic damage.
8 necrotic damage. Okay. That
Yeah,
one
because he hasn't
seems
been hurt, right? That he was fresh.
Correct. He had not been
Okay.
hurt.
Yep.
All right. Anything else that you would like to do?
I will preemptively get back here in case my good buddy goes down to be able to cure wounds him.
Okay. Let's see here. Any fire damage on the druid? Druid have any fire damage? It doesn't look like it. But they did tell us before that they would use Wither and Bloom for things. So
Yes.
let's see. So he will run up because he's got one of the better ACs. Wither and Bloom is a ranged attack, though, so I guess we'll go here. And he'll see this one making its way in the plant and cast Wither and Bloom. It's not an attack roll. So it is a save, so they need to make a con save of 17, which they do not make. So they take 4 necrotic damage.
And then somebody gets healed.
And then somebody gets healed. But only if they're in that area, I believe. Which, how large is this area?
I think it's just within range of them, isn't it?
It's a
I never
10-foot
remember this one.
sphere.
Yeah.
Each
So if he
creature, in
cast
addition, in that
Yeah.
area, yeah. So
Yeah. So 10-foot
If
sphere,
he-
he can actually hit
yeah.
multiple of them. Yeah, this
Yeah, he
is
could get the 3 of them
it's
that are
hard for me when
standing.
I'm controlling the players as well as the monsters. So we're gonna retarget that. So instead of him targeting a single creature, he's gonna get these 3 with that. Because it's a 10-foot spear, so if he drops it here, he'll actually hit 5 creatures and have 3 allies in it.
Nice.
So they will all take 4 necrotic damage. Because I will just keep that damage roll the same. So this one right in front to the south of Ito now goes down. And you notice that the plants do wither away. And so these other ones that are down that also take that damage will wither away entirely as well.
Ooh, okay.
And this one will take 4 points of necrotic damage. And this one will take 4 points of necrotic damage. And then one creature of your choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice and regain a number of hit points. So I believe Ito's the only one damaged in there because I don't believe Zerdig is damaged. So, Ito, you can spend a hit die and regain the total plus 5, and then halved because of your condition from the mist. So,
Whoa.
okay. And so with that, Ore will call out necrotic seems to work against them as well. So now you know that fire and
Nice.
necrotic work.
Awesome.
And then it will bring us to the top of the round to Sadzi.
Yeah. Fire.
Mhm.
Okay. So there's one in front of me.
Yeah, and it's down on the ground, so attacking it with a ranged attack would be at disadvantage. But if you burn it, it's not getting back up. And then,
Man, I've never wished to have 2 actions so hard.
yeah, it's nice.
You can split your firebolts, can't you?
No.
Now at 5?
Firebolt is the one that gets stronger instead of multi-targeting.
Ah.
Eldritch Blast is the one that multi-targets.
Yeah,
That's it,
Eldritch
okay.
Blast is the one that multi-targets. Everything else just gets more damage.
Gets
Yeah.
stronger. Okay.
Yeah, it just gets stronger, unfortunately.
Unless she has twin, but you know.
Yeah.
Def
Which-
do not.
That's a good question. I don't even know what your meta magic is.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever seen Sadzi use a meta magic. It could be literally anything.
Yep.
I'll look it up. For now, the one that's posing the greatest threat is the one by Z2, right?
That you can see? Yeah. You can only see the one that's down and the one by Z2.
Okay. All right. The one by Z2. Let's firebolt it.
Okay. And it has cover from the plants, so go ahead and make your attack roll.
20.
20 will hit past its cover.
And that'll be 11 damage.
All right, that's going to be enough for it to burn up.
Burning, burning, burning.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you would like to do?
That I
Movement.
can do? No, I might as well stay out of that other creature's range just in case it gets up.
Okay. Ito, it is your turn.
Push to talk.
Yeah, Ito, you're a push to talk.
Thank you. So necrotic and fire, I have neither.
Yeah, and you've also learned that your piercing sucks against them.
Yes.
It might be worth it for you to pull out a torch and light it.
Yeah. Ito is going to. I think in his last stab, when it went through the creature's body, he realized this was getting futile and just kind of left it there. And is now going to swap over to a torch.
Okay.
Now, has Sadzi been using the bonfires? Yeah.
Firebolt, not
Firebolts. Sorry.
Firebolts. No worries. Ito is going to pull out a torch and go, Sadzi, can I get a light on this when you have a moment? And then start clubbing things to death with the torch in the meantime.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack with an improvised weapon.
One moment, I don't have that on my sheet, so I'm just going to manual roll it.
Yeah, should just be a d20 plus your strength because I don't believe you're proficient with them.
Not yet, I'm not.
Yeah.
That'll be a 7.
Yeah,
He is
that'll
proficient
miss.
with clubs,
So,
and he's using it as one.
It's still an improvised weapon because it's not designed to be a club.
Yeah. he's
And
attempting
how
to
about a
use it like
16?
torch.
A 16 will hit.
So that's d4 plus strength?
Yes, I believe so. D4 plus strength.
Cool, that'll be 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. With that and the fact it took necrotic damage, it will wither away. So, all right. Anything else that you would like to do, Ito?
Oh god, there's none within bonus action shove melee right now. I need to move over to one in bonus action shove.
There isn't any that you can see from your perspective. You do see that the bushes over here are moving. But yeah. There's the one that's on the ground next to Alondio that you guys have knocked down twice now.
Ito's gonna go over and shove it into some bushes.
Okay. You push it into some bushes. Fair enough. It is an
And then
unconscious
step in
body,
its way.
easy enough to do. Okay. It didn't take any damage, so it will heal as its plants maneuver. It will stand up, look around, see all of its friends have now vanished, and it will attempt to flee, running away from Ito. You can attempt to strike at it as it runs.
Put it back down.
Nat 1.
Okay. It will get away. At the same time, the others will begin to run and retreat, and you will hear a door slam shut as they go. And with that, we will fall out of initiative order and back to your explorations that you wish to do. Or you can go hunt them down.
Kind of want to hunt him down.
Yeah, any chance we had it being unnoticed just went poof.
What else is in this room?
So in
Now
this
that I have a chance to
room,
actually look.
yeah, looking around, so you are now standing on a large rug that is covered in moss and dirt. Plants are growing up through the fibers in between, and there are various instruments strewn about the ground that are in all states of disrepair, as well as a broken, massive grand piano in the corner with plants growing up through it.
Ooh.
Okay, oddball question. Do I see a dulcimer anywhere?
There's not a dulcimer.
Okay.
I take a memory of the piano with the plants growing through it to draw later.
Okay. All right. Um,
And it looks like I saw him go that way.
Satsi and Misaki, did you want to move the rest of the way into this room, or did you all want to go back and explore further?
I mean, we
No, we
definitely
can
don't
keep
want to
going.
forget there was the room back there, but I feel like we can keep going a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so as you get further down this way, um, and you make your way here, Alondale, you see that to the south that this door is open. This is a door that one of them came through, and you see off to the east here that that door is closed. You, given the direction that you saw them run off, you're pretty sure that's the door they slammed shut behind them.
I know I kind of want to go open it, especially now that I know I can hurt them.
Can you guys see the drawing I made?
No, I
That,
don't.
that circle, the blue one,
Oh,
in the
yes.
upper prior
Yeah,
room.
cool. Just so that we don't forget that that was there.
You didn't notice anything there. It shouldn't be visible on the map for you. Weird. I don't know why it was.
Oh, okay. We did not spot that.
Yeah.
Before
I thought you were talking about
chasing
the
them down.
door when Alondiel discovered the secret door. Yeah, like
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, that whole section wasn't supposed to be showing up on the map for you.
Okay. Well, then we
Interesting that it
didn't see it.
was. Yeah, that was one of the whole reasons that I'm like, yeah, don't watch the stream because my map view has a lot more than what you're supposed to be seeing. So
Yeah. Oh. Yeah,
Do we
like
want
when I
to
walked
hunt
in the
those
room,
guys
I saw it and
down
I was like, "Oh, okay, we're not going in there." I guess I don't know why
so they
I
don't
could
flank us
apparently
on our
see
way
it.
out?
yeah, but
Yeah, that's probably the best plan.
so which way are you going? You are going down, chasing them down.
Yeah, we're gonna follow them.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
want them to be at our backs,
Okay.
especially now that we know they're aggressive.
Yeah. Well, it's more that you came through and they didn't know who you were. You're
Oh,
invading their
that's how I
territory.
respond when people
Hey,
show up in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
they stabbed first.
You showed up first. But yeah, I get you. For sure.
Is the door locked?
The door is not locked. You
I'll wait
can.
for us to stack up and then I'll open. Well, I can't even see around the corner. I can only see Orion Zerdig.
Mhm.
I don't know if Ito, well, you want to get up here by the door so we can bust in and do our thing? Get Sadzi's fire fingers in range.
Right. So as you take the time to get all lined up and open the door, you can see that this is just a small little room with a few plants growing on it, and there is another door on the far side, opposite where you come in.
Oh man, they're booking it.
Yeah. I mean, you
I
took
don't
a
want to get too far
couple
ahead. Yeah, I
to
don't trust
investigate.
um between all the things we found.
Mhm.
I'll move up and listen to the. I'll check the handle first if it's locked before trying to open.
It is not locked.
Okay. Can I hear the little plant dudes?
No, you
Uh,
don't. I also realized that no one ever healed Mizeki from his poison.
I should roll that.
So, and
I got a 19.
you'll have taken another 13 points of poison damage.
I have 1 hit point.
Okay.
I
But the
mean,
19 will save and you are no longer poisoned. Yes, the viewers do see all tacky.
I am willing to perform percussive maintenance on you.
And
What?
Mazeki's also affected by the mist and only heals at half. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's actually significantly more effective for me to down you then.
smack.
Just a sec. Yeah, close your eyes. It'll be real quick. It'll only hurt a little bit.
I don't like this idea. How much
You okay?
damage do you do with an unarmed strike?
I can't hurt you with an unarmed strike. I
Amazing.
have to.
Ito comes up behind Mizeki and just thumps him on the back of the head.
Please don't give me a concussion. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It feels very silly.
Yeah,
But-
if you're at 1, I mean that's what I said.
Yeah, no, it
it's
makes sense.
percussive maintenance is the way I'm used to this stuff.
Give him a reboot.
All right.
Yep.
So Ito comes up behind Mazeki, smacks him in the
Gives-
back of the head.
gives him a
Mazeki
bonk.
goes unconscious.
Okay. And with him being unconscious, my healing spells will do full healing, and I can give him
Still
what's the
have.
biggest one. I know that's why it was more efficient to not even risk rolling 1 HP, just knock you down. Okay, if I do it as a second level spell slot, I can give you 20.
So that would give him 10.
Yep. And it looks like I cast a 3rd level spell, but I don't remember when he did it because it's been so long, and I want to keep one of those open for a bigger thing.
Yeah,
so
that's fine. I'll just stay back.
I'll second level cast it for you. Cure wounds,
'Kay.
which is 20, which will be 10 because you're for half.
Alright.
So
Cool.
All
and
right.
there we go.
Okay. And so with that, now we can get back to you checking the door. The door is not locked.
I open it.
Okay. You open it. Wait. Yeah. There. Now it's open. Okay.
Yep. Okay. And I'll move forward slowly.
And you'll move in. And Ore will come behind you, and Zerdig will come ahead of you, because Zerdig likes to be up front, and Z2 will come somewhere in the middle. As you come into this room, you can see that it is definitely overgrown, just as the rest of this entire area has been. As you step into this room, you see that there are 3 hallways going off, 2 to the south and 1 to the north.
Oh man.
Given your intelligence, you're able to assume that the one to the north probably leads back to where you came in from, but might still be worth obviously exploring that way.
I want to make a survival check to see if I can see any little plant blood or footprints to see any indication of which way they might have gone.
Okay, you can do so, but you need to do so at disadvantage given how overgrown everything is, and themselves being plants,
Okay.
they are very hard to track in here.
9.
Now, it's plants as far as you can tell. None of them seem to be damaged at all, indicating which way that they would have gone. And unlike you guys, when you travel through these plants, you kind of crush them and push them aside, but they're small enough to move through them without really giving indication.
I want to look down the hallway.
Okay.
Another door.
So yeah, looking down the hallway, yeah. They just both end at doors. One of them ends at a curve, the other is straight ahead. And then looking at the hallway to the north, again, just a door.
Okay. We lost them.
There are 3 ways to go and check of which way they could have gone.
I vote for southwest.
Okay.
I want to do this one.
All right. We'll move you over because it doesn't like hard corners. And you'll get up to there. And this door isn't locked, but when you push on it, it does not seem to open. It seems to be barred from the other side.
Ito, we got a barricaded door.
Charge you in there. Boom. There you go, Ito. You are now by the door.
And I'll give you guidance. So you can have a D4 if you
And
have
the
to
crowbar.
on a check.
And we'll get
For-
Ore up here and
Yes, I
probably
was about to.
Sadze up
I was
there
about to check.
to...
I was about to check if I had a crowbar, but thank you.
I've got one, I think. Pretty sure I'm carrying it. Yeah, I have several crowbars.
does anybody
No,
have like
just one.
a
Just
maul or anything like that?
one.
Big old
No.
hammer.
I have a
Warhammer?
hammer and Pitten,
Yeah.
but not a warhammer.
Not the kind of hammer you'd want for this.
Yeah.
I do have 2 hand axes.
Yeah.
If we just want to chip away at it.
Yeah, and Zerdig also has a crowbar. So, if you want to do those. I was just, thinking something big and blunt, obviously. It's a good choice. But, because like a battering ram type deal. All right. So yeah, what do you want to use to try and break through? And then go ahead and give me a check afterwards.
He's going to probably use the crowbar to just try to see what's going on, and if that doesn't work, he's going to swap to the axe and just cut his way through.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a strength check to get through the door.
with a bonus
With
D4.
advantage and a bonus D4.
Yep.
Total of 24.
A total of 24. Okay.
Yes.
So with that, you hear a loud crack as something breaks on the far side, and you push, and the door swings open. As you look inside, you see that there are a lot of what appear to be wooden easels and tables in here. And amongst the bushes, you do see that there seems to be movement. This definitely seems to be where the creatures have come to hide.
Room.
What?
Easels. I'm happy. I'll step in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So with that, and you guys now knowing that fire and necrotic destroys them, if you wish to just destroy them, the creatures, you can. If you want to try and capture them, we'll roll for it. But there's no escape for them from here. They have nowhere to go.
Put your weapons down. I hold my shield, but my other hand is open. Like, we don't have to fight. You can leave now or die.
Okay.
They probably don't respond.
Yeah. There's no
Ito is just
response
wielding 2 shields.
from them. The only thing that you visibly notice is that the plants seem to go a little bit more still, like they're trying to control their movements and not be so obvious where they are within the bushes. But there is no other response.
I want to move over and check out this easel and see if it's got any like ancient cool art stuff.
So it is damaged for sure. But as you get there and you do notice that there is various paints that are scattered about the ground and brushes, as well as a painter's tray. I forget what they're actually called right now.
Palette.
Palette, thank you.
I'll try and pick up the palette while staying away from in some of the paints. while
Um,
staying away from the tree,
they are
if
definitely
possible.
under the bush because the bush is growing right up next to the easel. So to grab that, you will have to.
Oh, he's gonna stab me. I guess we can always barricade them in here and then come back out later.
Right. So yeah, the like I said, the question is, do you want to just kill them or do you want to try and capture them? Because now you know what works. You can just say to kill them.
Guys,
I mean, if we can't communicate with them,
and they're gonna keep stabbing us.
And they
and they do appear to be plant monsters.
right, and they don't seem to understand what you're saying to them, and nobody understood what they were saying when you heard them talking earlier.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to try and make myself scary and intimidating. And tell them to drop their spears
Okay. Um, so as you
by
boom your
making the ground tremor
okay,
or booming voice. Booming voice. We're in a small room.
yeah.
Booming voice.
So as you boom your voice, you notice that the plants begin to shake, and you can see that there is movement, and they seem to be moving away from where you are, just based on how the plants move in response.
I'll move up and pick up the art supplies.
Okay.
And there's do I see that table on the other end?
Yeah. So you saw that table when you came in,
Yeah.
and one of them seems to have ducked underneath it where the plants are growing up.
Does it look like it's got any arty stuff on it from
From your perspective, there, no, you don't see anything. Most of it seems to have been knocked onto the ground, scattered beneath the plants.
dang it. And,
Uh,
and no artwork on the wall or anything?
no, there is a piece of artwork on the wall behind the easel, right there, that you can make your way to. And it is a painting of the hand of the god mountains as seen from the side that you're on. So if you went back up out of this crypt and you looked towards the west where the hand of the god mountains are, it is that landscape, but without all the overgrown plants that you guys came through to get here.
Oh, cool. I'll take it.
So, all right.
And then I'm like, well, they seem stuck. We can probably barricade them in this room.
Yeah. And they seem very frightened of you. Okay, so you want to barricade them in?
Yeah.
Okay. You shut the door. You'll have to find something to barricade them unless you have supplies already to do so.
Oh man, I don't want to go to the washroom. I think we'll be okay. They're pretty scared of us. They cowered before me.
Okay.
So
All right. Okay.
is it-
So there are two additional hallways in this larger room that you are now in. One to the south again, and one to the north. Where would you like to explore? Or you can continue heading back east to the room with the instruments that had a few other ways for you to go out of.
okay. I'm fine going. They came from the middle area from down below. So they came to fight us rather than run from something. So if they were over there, that's probably a safe-ish spot is the deduction I'd make because they were living over there just fine. So
Well, they came from all directions once you were in that center room.
yeah,
So,
I'll go check out this other door.
okay. Got to go up and around because it won't let you go through the hard walls. All right. So
Yeah.
this door is unlocked when you get to it. You can easily push it open. And again, this is another room that has a single workbench in it. and is severely overgrown with plants.
Step in.
The tools in this seem like they are for woodworking and wood carving.
Oh, that's useless for me. Anybody want some really old and like weathered and probably rusted wood cutting tools?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Okay.
Onward.
So yeah, so you've got one more hallway to go down or to head back. Which way do you want to go?
You know what? Let's go. If what I think is right, and that takes us back to the entrance, we can check out that door, that the secret passage that we went down, rather than open that other door. We
Mm-hmm.
could go check out what's in that door.
Okay.
It's going up through that top door. I guess it would to there first.
So you're going up here first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then making sure that I'm right, that this is the way out.
All right. As you get up there, go ahead and make a perception check as well.
13.
13. Okay. You don't notice anything in particular as you get up there, but as Alondiel gets up there, or not Alondiel, you are Alondiel, sorry. As Ore gets up there, Ore notices that one of the walls seems to match the hidden door that you found earlier and pushes it open,
Ooh.
revealing another small hallway. With a door at the end of it. Who would like to go down this small hallway? Probably Zerdig is who we'd like to send down doors first.
Yes.
Or Ito. Alright. Zerdig will make his way down and open the door. It takes a bit of effort, but he's able to open it up, and it is overgrown plants growing around something. And, as he carves away and trying to push through the plants, he sees a large crystalline receptacle that is about a 10-foot sphere, and floating inside is a body of a human male.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
So it's a big tank.
Mm-hmm.
With a
Zerdig and Sadzi and Mazeki. You may all make Arcana checks if you're trained in Arcana.
I am not.
I've got a +5, so I'll give it a shot.
Okay. And Zerdig will make the check as well.
So that's a 20 for me.
So, Sadzi and Zerdig, this matches a receptacle that you know would be required for the clone spell. And there is definitely a body inside.
So, like some kind of vat where somebody tried to clone themselves, I'm guessing, sort of thing.
Yeah, so with what you got with the 20, you would know that the clone spell, you need a receptacle large enough to hold your body, and essentially it creates a body for your soul to go into when you die. This is clearly waiting for a soul to enter it. And it just seems to be floating there in the liquid. Alondiel, as you get a closer look at the body, it seems to match the description that you have, as well as the statue covered in vines, as far as
Nice.
shape and appearance.
That's his. That doesn't make sense. Why would it still be around?
His who?
Typhon.
What? I don't know enough about how this spell works to know if this is like really bad or not.
With Zerdig's 23, Zerdig will know that the spell requires you to have a container for your body, and that when you die, the soul will enter the body so that you essentially continue living. The fact that the body is still floating in here, seemingly completely unconscious, would indicate that it has no soul, which would indicate that Typhon is somehow
Typhon's
still
Sounds
alive.
alive.
alive, or something's happened to his soul that's captured it before it could get it to the vessel.
Mhm. Either way, based on what you know of Typhon so far, it's probably not a good idea to allow this to survive. And with that, Zerdig will start striking at it with his sword to begin breaking this container.
What, let the mad mage potentially regain a free body after he's been doing murder experiments? Yeah, I'm totally down for
Yeah.
trashing this
Yeah,
thing.
definitely cool with breaking it.
All right. So you guys will take the next several minutes, and it takes a while between the efforts of Ito, Zerdig, and whoever else wants to chime in to break through this. But eventually you do, and the water comes rushing out. As it splashes up, you notice that it is definitely salt water, and the body comes floating out as just essentially a corpse lying at your feet. And at that point, you may decide how you want to dispose of the body.
Um, can I just cast bonfire?
Yeah,
That was,
absolutely.
that's a great idea.
Okay. You'll cast bonfire and then basically just shut the door and leave it to burn behind you.
As long as there's nothing else flammable-ish nearby, sure.
I mean, most of the walls are all made of stone there, and the
Proper
door and
fire
thing,
safety.
yeah. But everything is a plant in here, so it's all somewhat flammable. But you did just also dump a bunch of water everywhere. So,
Fire doesn't go through doors. It's not a ghost.
nice community reference. Ghosts can't go through doors. It's not fire.
Fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna just create bonfire right there.
Okay. All right. So you ignite the body and it begins to emulate, as well as the plants and the container that it was once in.
Yep. And let's shut this like stone door wall
Okay.
behind us if there's a way.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
it's essentially just a
Yep.
stone that functions as a door. It slides in and pushes in. You're able to do so. And as you do open this door, you do recognize that you are just right back where you began. So you now know that you can go back. It looks like you want to go investigate that one door.
Yep.
Okay, let me get you off
Oh,
that corner that you were stuck on.
there you go. And then I don't want to open this door yet till everybody's
Right.
up with me.
We'll start moving everybody over.
While that's getting done, I'll listen to the door
Okay, go ahead and
for a
give me your
10.
perception check. And yeah, you do not hear anything on the other side of that door.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
I'll open it.
Okay. You open it, and this appears to be a washroom. As you can see, there is what appears to be a few chamber pots as well as washing buckets and basins here. And now it explains why there is a well so close, as it can
Mhm.
easily fetch water for this room when needed.
Got it.
And the
Typhon
secret
had a
tunnel can, also take it to the washroom for
Mm.
laundry and things. And dyes, as Satsi pointed out earlier. So, you are now back to
Back again.
the center room, because it looks like that's where Alondiel wants to head.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
So now
Ore
after
does
go down
have
the
enough passive perception to notice this room that, Mizeki tried to point out earlier, but
Oh,
didn't notice.
Awesome. Let's go that way.
And yeah, so, but, only because Alondiel found the first one. And there's
now they know
Yeah,
definitely.
what
so
he's
now
looking
we're
for.
we're like aware that this is a thing and they
Yeah.
look similar and
Yep. And so again, it just is a small little door here, which maybe that's why you recognize it, because apparently I didn't draw a door there, because it's not letting me open it.
yeah. Yeah, there's no door.
Okay, that would be
That's why
why
I
you
saw
saw
when we
it.
were in the room. I could see it. I was like, oh, that's weird.
I must
I
have
just thought it was a
deleted the door
hallway.
at some point.
Oh,
Interesting. I don't know
okay.
what happened, but yeah. And so yeah, it opens up into this long hallway, which has a split as you make your way down it. It has another area that goes off to the north. Let's start fitting people into this hallway. Oh,
Ito shall go first.
Ito shall go first. Woo, Ito. All right, Ito, do you want to go north or do you want to continue off to the west as far as the first goes?
Is there a door in front of me, or does it branch?
So off to the north there is a door. Off to the west it is another one of like the stone slabs that functions as a door.
Let's open the actual door. Go north.
Okay. And Ito would go
Yeah.
up there and open the door. And again, it's just a small
At this point,
hallway that leads in, and you see another one of these containers with a body floating inside it.
Same body.
Same body.
Ito has just asked Sadzi to light his torch for him, and he's just continuing to carry that. And he sees this, and he's just gonna,
I'll hold your torch as you bash it.
yeah,
Yep, and
he's gonna.
Zerdig and Z2 will help you bash it, so it takes another few minutes. And
Can I just light bonfire under the container and we just boil it like a giant stew?
Oh,
Well,
there's not really a spot under the container. So like it's metal and crystalline and it's built into the ground.
And I can't just light a bonfire in it.
Yeah, because your bonfire is only a 5-foot square, and it's much
Okay.
larger than that. So, but once
Okay.
you pull the body out, that's easy enough to just light on fire. So, but yeah, it takes a few minutes, and between Zerdig, Z2, and Ito, and whoever else joins in, you're able to bash and destroy it. And again, the salt water comes pouring out with the body, and Satsi lights it on fire.
We're just going
Now.
around like future murdering this dude.
Yeah.
And I'll give you your torch back after you're done bashing.
Okay.
thank you for holding on to it.
And then Zerdig will be the first to go out this door, which opens up into a hallway at the edge of what appears to be a dining room. And in the corner of the dining room, there appears to be a mill. So apparently they mill to their own grains here.
These guys were really like doing quite a lot. They were making fabrics and milling grain and
They've got a whole self-sufficient homestead here.
Indeed. A place that you could live.
And also creepy tubes with people in them.
You know, protection against death. All right, it looks like Alondiel wants to head towards the dining room from that. So,
Mm-hmm. How's the? Do they have any cutlery or anything left in here? Do
there
they have
are bits
actual
and pieces of
silverware?
cutlery. It is not silver. Everything is all made from usually softer metals, and is very much rusted. There's also several wooden utensils that are rotting through here. And there are barrels and sacks of what appear to be rotting food in the corners of the room.
Hmm.
Over the table you go to get through.
Okay.
Looks like a.
And making your way down to that hallway, you can see what appears to be a kitchenette.
Oh, kitchenette.
I got
It's
you
like a
caught on the
small
corner.
kitchen.
Yep. Again, just overgrown, lots of storage in here, as well as like an oven and stove combination up on a raised stone slab. And there is a small little opening in the wall that you can see, and just beyond it, you see that there's another well here.
Oh. Okay. Looks like that's just the well for the kitchen and everything. Can I go into that through that little bit?
Yeah, you can. And it's just a well. That's
Just literally
basically
just the well.
a
Okay.
room barely enough, large enough for you to be able to walk around the well and retrieve
Okay.
water from it.
It's a well room.
So,
It's where they get the water for the kitchens. I'm guessing. So they don't have to hike all the way to the other one.
yep. Okay. So there is the hallway to continue to the south instead of coming into this dining area that you can continue, and then other than that, just what you can explore from there. You've checked everything you have found so far. Although if you do make your way back to the center room, you know that there were 2 hallways off of that.
Mm-hmm. A little bit more.
Moving everybody, woo woo. Yeah, so from here, Alondale, you can see that there are 2 going to the east or west, as well as a small opening on the south side of the room that looks like it leads into, from what you can see, just a little storage room.
Any of these trees look suspicious?
No, and you're not noticing any movement from here. But the hallway that you see that heads off to the west does seem to lead back to that center room where you
Okay.
are, and you do know that a few of those creatures came from this direction where you
This
are
way.
now.
Okay, we got to be alert. There could be more. I'll peek through this little spot down here first.
Okay. Yeah, so looking in there, it seems to be a bunch of crates of various things. They're broken up, but it just seems to be essentially a storehouse and supply. Uh, it seems to have functioned partially as a pantry, as it looks to be a bunch of grains and things that they would have put in the mill to turn to various flours and things for
Yeah.
cooking.
Okay, so no like chest like looking. Nothing that looks like it would hold anything worth
Valuable. Yeah.
valuable. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Doesn't look like anything valuable here. So far, the most valuable thing you have seen has been the broken piano.
Okay.
Or maybe the rug. You're not entirely sure. So,
The rug in its day was probably worth a lot.
yep. So yeah, you've got the hallway to the west that leads back to the center room, which there was at least one more offshoot that you haven't checked that way.
You haven't gone
And then there's
down.
a door off this way to the left.
Let's check
Um,
out the door.
okay.
Yay.
You go and check out the door. You open it up, and it opens up into the first very well lit room that you have seen, as there is this giant brazier in the middle of the room that is just constantly going. In addition, you see that there are four bowls that seem to be floating from the various altars in this room. They seem to be moving from the edge where they're at to the brazier and then back, seeming to just be moving as they're going. As you get into this room, you also notice that there are four cages that seem to function as prison cells, and you hear voices of children calling out to you as you enter into this room.
Like calling for help.
Yes, you notice that in the three cages to the south, each one holds a single child.
I will immediately run over to the closest one.
Okay, so that's going to be the one straight in front of you. You'll run over there. And as you can see, this is a human child. You would estimate maybe 7 or 8 years old. Seems to be very emaciated, like they haven't eaten in several days. Um, and seems to be calling out for help and is locked inside this cell.
It's okay. We're gonna get you out. We'll get you out of here.
Who who are you?
I'm Alondio. I'm here to help.
How did I get here?
I don't know. We'll get you back to your families. We'll get you out of here. It's okay.
Oh,
Stay calm. As we
Oh,
start taking a look at this, just tell me a little bit about yourself, and I'll say like, uh, Zaki, do
the
you think you might
cages
be
are
able to
locked
do
here.
anything about the locks?
Yeah, I'll send over the hand and
okay.
ask Elandil to move to the side a bit more, so in case it's trapped.
I tell
And
the
then
the
try and
child to back up from the door as well.
yeah, and then try and open it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a Thieves' Tools checks to open the door with your hand.
How do I do that now? I can't remember how to do that on Beyond.
Um, so
Because like
beyond,
it's
you
not
would
sleight
have
of
to
hand.
add. Yeah, you can add a skill to your D&D Beyond. But
Okay.
just roll it from the streaming bot. That should send it up to D&D
Okay.
Beyond. Um, so the child begins answering your questions, Alondiel. He says that his name is Evan and that he was playing in town and he was just running around, and the next thing that he knew, he was here. He
D2.
just vanished from where he was and appeared in the cell.
How long have you been in here, Evan? Do you remember?
A few days, I think.
Which town are you from? I'm from far away. We traveled real far to get here.
I'm from Blue Lake.
I
Have
got
you
a 22.
have you seen anybody else?
22 will open it, so you're able to pick that, and the door is able to swing open. There are two other children in the cages further to the south, Alondiel, which
Okay.
Evan will point out to you as well.
Yeah, I'll direct the hand to keep doing that and stay close enough that I can use it, but I don't want to get right up on them.
Yeah. And
I will tell the kids to like back off as we work on it in
be
case they explode.
encouraging and tell them that they can come over here
Mhm.
by me
Right.
as we get them out. And
Uh,
I'll open my pack and I'll pull out some rations and give them some food and water.
Okay. So the next one seems to be a young girl. You would estimate about age 10, again, human. Um, Again, as you ask her her name and things, she introduces herself as Rosemarie, and she is also from Blue Lake. And the third one is a boy who you would put at about age maybe 3, human, and he isn't able to answer any of your questions. But both Evan and Rosemarie recognize him as a child from Blue Lake.
23 and then 20.
Okay, we'll do it. You will be able to open up all of those.
As I feed them, I ask them if they've seen any other adults here.
No, all we see are the floating bowls.
Floating bowls? What do they look like?
I mean, you've seen them. They're the bowls.
Yeah.
They keep
At the
moving
end of the
from
table, yeah.
the altars here.
The ones that keep
Yeah.
rotating. Okay.
Yep.
I want to make a religion check in this room if anything
Okay.
I can discern about like the altars, the fire in the middle. 18.
Okay. None of this has any religious significance, but it is similar to the kind of rituals that one might perform for various experimentations and power, but you don't notice any religious iconography here whatsoever.
Could I do an Arcana check then?
You can.
Dang it, 10.
You do not know what kind of experiments were going on here.
All
Rosemarie will also confirm that she's been gone for a few days, and has been here and kind of recant that same story that she was just playing in town and then suddenly showed up in the cage, and will confirm that the smaller child, who she introduces as Michael, will also showed up about 5 minutes after she did.
oh dang. I'll tell him to stay close and I'll hold my hand down so that I can hold Michael's hand if he's willing, the little one.
Okay.
We'll get you out of here. We'll get you back to your families.
Okay. So you now have 3 small children with you in tow as well.
And our track record with carrying people with us is just fantastic at this point. So,
Yeah.
We can't leave them here.
well,
Well-
I'm not suggesting we leave them here. I'm just
I know.
like,
It's okay.
I feel like we don't have a place we know is safe we can put them. And obviously we can't
back
just
to-
like
We got to get out of
banish
here
them
and get
out.
back to Blue Lake.
If I was higher level, we could stick them inside my area for a while, but
Because that doesn't sound suspicious. Stick them inside my area.
it's fine.
Did we look at these things that look suspiciously like,
The altars.
yeah, grave thingies?
Yeah. So you can definitely examine these altars closer. There are several holes in them that have drains that lead to it, and it seems that the blood funnels into the base there beneath it. But without any liquid on there, you have no idea where it goes from there, but it looks like it probably just drains somewhere below.
Do we have a water skin or water with us?
I'm
Does
sure
anybody have to pee?
several of you do. Let's see. Because it's usually equipment that most everybody has. Yeah,
I
Zerdig
think
has a
everybody
water
gets it by
skin.
default.
I think we all do, and I've been sharing mine with the
Plus, you know where to
children.
go get a bucket of water.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, so with you doing that and getting that, you take water. Do you want to pour it on one of these altars?
Yeah, I kind of want to see what happens.
Okay. So you pour it on the altar, and you notice that the bowl that is set up there on top that has been moving back and forth between where it is and there begins to fill with the water that you poured into this altar. So it's almost as if there's some kind of connection between the altar and the bowl to where when blood is spilled on this altar, it fills up the bowl. And
Hmm.
then something is obviously moving these bowls, dumping them into the brazier.
Is the desk in the room?
There is a desk in the room right there, and it has
I
a
want
few
to look
various
for
tools
notes or
for
anything.
basically pulling coals and hot things out of the brazier.
Any notes or anything?
There are no notes on this desk.
Okay.
Does the
The
brazier have any inscriptions?
It does not.
Okay.
the bowl that got filled with the water that I spilled on the altar, is it going to the brazier now or has it stopped?
It has begun to move, and it goes into the brazier, and the water dumps in. A little bit of the fire spurts, but it's roaring large enough that that little amount of water does nothing.
Okay.
I don't like the implication that something was heated in this brazier for blood to be poured on it by children.
I mean, the Ixnay on the Ildren Che Aviard Gray upstairs.
Londale assumes the children are very dumb.
All right.
I'll no longer take up the front. I'll try and keep the kids close. So if somebody else wants to lead, I'm fine. Oh man, I'm torn. Because the magic here needs to be stopped. Otherwise, more kids could get
Yeah, we
taken.
don't. Yeah, we're not certain what's doing the part that takes them. They just appear in the cages, right?
Yeah, that's what they said. And so it may be something as the safest place, because they said the only thing they've seen the few days that they have been here is the um, floating bowls. And you notice that this room is the only room where the only plants that are growing is just a subtle covering of moss on the ground.
Have we checked out the cages, and in particular the one that doesn't have a kid in it?
Not closely. Mizeki just opened the one there.
Let's go look at the one then
Okay.
that didn't have anybody in it.
It might be.
They all appear to
you
be
gotta-
exactly the same functioning. Prison cells large enough for several people to be in at once, but each one only had a single child.
Okay. I tell the kids that it's still dangerous out there, and that I promise I'll be back, and that they're probably gonna be safer here.
Okay.
And how old was Evan and how old was Rosemary?
So Rosemary, you estimate about maybe 10, and Evan, you estimate at 6 or 7.
Okay.
So Rosemary's definitely the oldest.
Okay. So as I go and I'm like, Rosemary, we're gonna be back. I need you need to be brave and be in charge while we're gone, okay? And I'll again give them I'll leave them with some rations and be like, we'll be back. You take care of these two for me, okay?
And she nods.
Okay. We'll be back. Mazeki, do you still have any of that like dwarven rock candy?
Ooh. Hold on, I have to decide if he's going to give candy to children.
To comfort them. We're not they're going to be here while we're off exploring. We're not luring children. We're trying to
Yeah, but
legitimately
it's his
traumatize ones.
candy.
It's
I know.
my candy.
Miseki's
He
more
will give
likely
them
to
all of his
take candy from children than give candy to children.
So that's 3 pieces of candy.
Mhm.
We are down to 108.
All right. They
Okay.
happily accept your candy. As you begin making your way out and down this hallway again, Ore notices this time as you're heading back, because it's not obscured by the overgrown plant, that there's another one of those stone doorways.
Nice. Secret tunnel.
Who would like to go first?
Ito.
Hooray!
Ito would like to go
Sure, that makes
first.
sense.
Okay. So Ito, as you get into this hallway, you notice instead of a wooden door or a stone door like you've seen at the other one, there is this metal grated door, and you can see beyond it there are plants growing up out of it, but you can see inside that there is one massive plant that is growing and moving in there and seems to be going and moving about. As you get in there and make your way, you see this giant eye on the plant turn and look at you. I would like you all to go ahead and
Actually.
roll initiative.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say just before opening the door, as soon as he spots that, he's just gonna step back, point Sadzi at it, and say, "You can fire through that grate, right?"
19.
I mean, technically, as long as I
Too
can
late.
see it. 17.
All right, 17 for Sadzi,
No.
19 for Alondiel,
10.
Oh, there we go.
10 for Ito, 14 for Zerdig,
9 for Miseki.
9 for Mizeki, and Ore gets a 14. Well, that's nice. All three of the NPC or PCs that I'm controlling today are on the same initiative.
Same initiative count.
Okay.
Nice.
Alondiel, you are first. And you can see
Okay.
down this.
See how far away that is. Target mode. Just select enemies. That one. 50. Okay. I don't like that. Especially a big nasty thing that looks at me. So I'm going to cast spiritual weapon and strike it.
Spiritual weapon and strike at it.
Yep, that is a 16.
16.
So-
And you're striking the big giant one.
Yep.
That'll hit.
Okay. For 6 damage.
6
Forced.
force damage. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And that's a bonus action, so I can still cast Toll the Dead. It needs to make a wisdom save.
Okay. Wisdom it is. That is a 15.
That will fail, so it will take 2d12 because it's damaged. For 17 necrotic.
17 necrotic. Ooh, big damage there. Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Sadzi, you are up next.
Let's go with Firebolt.
Okay, so you're going to move down to the hallway behind Alondiel, probably?
Yeah, if I can just like peek around him, that'd be great.
Okay. Yep. And with that, you can see, yeah, just directly the big old plant.
Damn it, 13.
13 will miss.
I would like to move back out of the way now.
Okay. Which
You
way
said
did you
there's
want
like
to
a
go?
grate and stuff between outside it, right?
Yep. All right, Sadzi, at the end of your turn, you see a massive tentacle whip out from the creature. I guess you wouldn't because you've moved, but Ito, you will see this. It will whip out from the creature to that grate, and the grate will go flying off. And then it is the pygmies' turn, who will all start making their way down the hall to stab at Ito. So first one in to stab at you. That is a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, you will take 4 damage as they stab you with their spears,
1 damage.
and he will then step out of the way so you can take an opportunity attack to strike as he retreats.
Gonna swing a torch at it.
Okay. And it is a lit torch now, so
Mm-hmm.
14 to hit.
14 to hit. So go ahead and roll your damage, and we'll deal 1 extra fire damage on top of it.
7 damage.
So
Plus 1 fire.
Okay. All right. The next one will step in and stab at you. That is a critical for a total of 7 piercing damage. And then
4.
it will step out of the way. And this one will run up and stab at you. That is an 18 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. And then it will step back 10 feet. The next one will rush up. Okay. And it can reach you and stab at you. That is a 12 to hit. And then it will step back and just enough to reach you. That is a 14 to hit. So that one will miss as well. And it has no more movement to move. And then it is Ore and Zerdig's turn. So Ore will step up so he can see them. And then, knowing how effective Wither and Bloom was from last time he fought these creatures, will attack it. But it's out of second level spell slot, so we'll have to upcast it and cast it at 3rd level. And that will be last 3rd level spot. They need to make a DC 17, and that's going to target all of them, and will allow Ito to spend a hit die and heal an additional 5.
He's actually gonna pass on that. He's pretty well near max.
Okay. Let's see. 2 of them make their saves. Do they take half damage on a save? Yeah, half as much on that. So they all take 7 necrotic damage. The 2 that saved only take 3. So that'll still drop number 1 because it had already been hit. And then... Okay. And then Ore will step back to allow others in. Does Zerdig... I know Zerdig is listening. Does Zerdig have range? Zerdig
Got a
does
gun.
have range. Zerdig has a pistol. Zerdig will pull up and...
Zerdig uses gun.
Zerdig has a gun, which isn't in their attacks. Interesting. Why is it not in their attacks?
+5.
Oh, there it is. I'm blind, apparently. 24 will hit. for 5 piercing damage, which will get reduced to 2 because piercing doesn't seem to affect these guys. But that is still just enough to kill number 4. And then second shot at the next one, which is 5. Just behind him. That is a critical hit for 11 damage, which gets reduced to 5 and is plenty to kill it.
The thing's got explosive. Upon hit, everything within 5 feet of it make a dex save or take d8 fire damage.
Wait, does it have explosive? Oh, yeah.
It's like a grenade launcher.
Let's have the
man.
explosive happen. They both failed their dex saves and were within 5 feet of the other one, so they take a d8 fire damage. That is going to be enough to kill both of the other two. So, with that, they are all down. And he will command Z2 to get in there and help defend. And he'll be able to make it right to the grate. And then Mizeki, it is your turn.
I'm gonna step over here, see if I can see inside.
Okay. I mean, it's kind
I
of
don't
hard
actually know
with
what we're
everybody in front of
yeah.
you.
I don't actually know what we're fighting yet. Oh,
But
there's
there
a
is
big
a
ass thing
giant,
over there.
massive plant with several sacks along it and a big, giant eye that is staring down everywhere, and clearly has some kind of tentacles that it can use to attack, because it struck out
Okay.
and destroyed the grate.
Okay. I'm gonna. Do we think necrotic damage? Does necrotic damage work on it? Do we know yet?
You do know that it does work because it did get told that it.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna cast Hex on it
Okay.
with my other packed slot, and then do my fancy Eldritch Blast, I guess, because I don't have a lot of good spells.
Okay.
That is a 25 to hit.
A 25 will hit.
On the first one, which does 1d10, 7 plus, so 7 force, 6 necrotic, and what is it? And then 3 thunder? Yeah.
Okay.
And then the second one is a 15.
15 will hit.
Yay. Another 13 damage.
Okay.
Force.
All
And then
right.
I'm going to move out of the way
Okay.
a
And
good distance.
it is its turn, and it will shamble closer. And with its tentacles now, it is going to strike out. And it will hit Z2. Then the next one will strike Ito. And then the final one will strike Zerdig. So against Z2, that is a 9, which will miss. Against Ito, that is a 10. And against Z2, or not Z2, Zerdig, that is a 20, which will hit. And it will deal 10 bludgeoning damage plus.
Interception.
Woo.
Okay. Do you have to be within 5 feet of the attacking creature or 5 feet of the attacked creature?
Hits a target other than you within 5 feet of you.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So this damage is reduced by 13.
Okay. So no bludgeoning damage, but he will take 7 poison damage from contact with it. Nothing against poison, right? Yep, okay. All right. And that is its turn. which will bring us back to the top of the round to Alondiel.
I'll move the spiritual weapon and attack with it again.
Okay.
That's a 23 for 9 force damage. And Sadzi's up next, right?
Yes.
I will use my action to channel divinity and call down my a curse upon it, making it vulnerable to the next attack it takes.
Okay.
All damage that it takes from its next attack. So
Sounds good.
roast it, Sadzi.
Has anyone else noticed the giant eyeball in the room?
That was to represent the creature.
Okay.
The creature has a giant eyeball. That is what is
Okay.
staring you
There's
down.
not also a giant eyeball. All right, cool.
Yes. Okay, at the end of your turn, Alondiel, you see one of the sacks that is on the creature pulses for a minute, and then you see bits of plant and pieces kind of crawl around the body, and it seems to be recovering. And then that pouch stays flat after it is done. Okay, and then it is Sadzi's turn.
Okay.
It'll take double damage from your next attack. So if you got a big
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I'm better off doing create bonfire, firebolt.
What's your attack mod? And your spell versus your spell save?
I don't think anybody's missed it, have they?
No.
I
It's
missed
pretty-
my last attack, so my spell attack is +8,
And your save
and my
DC
save is
is 16.
16.
So
I do
you're
have
more
Scorching
likely
Ray.
to. Yeah, this would probably be a good time to Scorching Ray it. You're more likely to. How much does Scorching Ray do?
It's 3 different
It's-
attacks.
It's 3 different attacks, so the first one would do double, which is only 2d6.
Correct.
I think Firebolt is your best for damage because it's up to 2d10. Yeah, Firebolt, if you roll well, is your best for fire damage.
Or would an upcase of Scorching Ray just adds another bolt? Does it increase damage?
Yeah, it just adds more bolts. You could upcast. Is it only attacks, Alandiel, or is it any damage?
It's the next
It
attack.
is the next attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next attack that hits it. So
Yeah, because
the
the only
next
other
time
thing I
you
could think
or
is
any
upcasting.
so it doesn't
Burning
have to
Hands.
be her, it's just whoever hits it next.
Yeah, whoever hits it next. Yeah.
Yeah, which is why
The only other
hit it
thing
with
I can
spiritual
think of
weapon first.
is Burning Hands upcast, but that's not an attack. That's a save. So
And I have to be closer.
yeah, Firebolt is
so
probably
yeah,
your best bet, to be honest.
Let's get
I mean that's 2d10 doubled. So
Yeah.
let's get me snug up behind Elandiel and Ore, and I'll firebolt him.
okay. Easy enough to do.
That'll be a 27.
27 will hit.
is that a crit or is it just off?
She took the luck point, so it's
Oh,
not a crit.
Yeah.
so close.
And that'll be 6 points of damage.
And then
So
double,
double that, it'll be 12.
Okay.
Oof.
All right. Anything else that you'd like to do? Move back out of the way so Mazeki can get a shot? Probably?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
All right. Okay. And again, at the end of your turn, it's going to whip out another tentacle, this time targeting Ito. That is an 8, so that's going to miss. And then it is Ore and Zerdig's turn. So Zerdig will get up first this time. Wants to get into melee. So we'll run in.
Where'd he go? Into the darkness.
Get around it to assist with flanking for the future. and then we'll attack it twice with his greatsword. A 12 will miss, and a 17 will hit for 11 damage. And then he will command Z2 to run in and get onto the opposite side as normal. Okay. There we go. Get our half steps fixed. And then it is Ore's turn, who will step up. And at this point, I feel like he would Starry Archer. So, do we have a wild shape? Yes, we do. So we Starry Archer. And then that gives what? His bonus action attack. Which is... Man, I wish Ore was here because Ore knows what all this stuff is. And I do not. Because I have so many other things I'm keeping track of. Where is his Starry Archer attack? Bonus. There it is. Okay, plus 9. 16 will hit for 8 radiant damage. And then he will use his action to cast his last use of his guiding bolt. So let's do that. So guiding bolt is also a plus 9 to hit. That is a 14, which will hit for 13 radiant damage. Okay. And then at the end of Ore's turn, you'll see another one of the sacks on it will contract a bit, and plants will regrow around it. And then it is Ito's turn. Ito, you're pushed to talk.
Thank you. Moving further into the room, are there any more smaller things or just big boy?
When you get in there, you can't see anything beyond Big Boy. And no more smaller creatures
Okay.
have come running out, since the last ones were all withered and bloomed and then exploded.
Okay, so I'm going to smack twice with the torch and then action surge to swing twice more after bonus action prone.
Okay. You can't not get prone. So.
Ah. Oh well. Forgot it was that big.
Yep. It's huge. So what are your attacks?
23 on the first attack.
That'll hit.
14 on the second.
14 will hit.
15. And 21.
Okay. Now the first attack should also have had advantage because of Guiding Bolt. So if you want to roll and see if you can turn that into a crit.
No crit.
Okay. They all hit then.
Total of 28 bludgeoning and 4 fire.
28 bludgeoning and 4 fire. Okay.
And also unwavering mark, so it has disadvantage if it tries to attack anyone other than Ito for the next round.
Okay. If it attacks you and attacks others, do they still have disadvantage? As long as it targets you with one of them? Okay. So.
Yeah, always disadvantage for anyone that's not me.
Okay. So I wasn't sure if it...
As long as I remain near it.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah. Then it is to Mazeki.
All right. Let's step back in. I wish I had good spells.
It'd be nice, right?
In general. Yeah.
Get you over
Like
so
I
you can
have
see.
spells, like I have solid damage. I just basically they're all
Oh, Ori would have
convex
moved
based.
up to allow more room in this hallway for people.
Awesome.
So
I'm not going in there. I'll go in there. All right. Pew pew. Number 1. 25 to hit on the first one,
it'll hit.
and then nat 20 on the second one. Yeah.
Okay, and that'll
Nice.
crit.
All right, so we're rolling the nat 20 damage first because it does it automatically. So 11 plus the 2d6. So 20 damage on the first one, 9 of it's necrotic,
Ooh, okay.
and then the other one is 7 plus 5 necrotic plus 3, so 15 on the first one total.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get out of the way again.
Okay. It is its turn, and it's going to strike out with its tentacles. Again, one targeting each of the 3 creatures next to it. So let's start with Z2. So this is disadvantage. That is still a 25 to hit with disadvantage.
Dang.
Does Z2 have any resistances or immunities? It is immune to the poison damage, okay? But it will still take the bludgeoning damage. So it takes 11 bludgeoning damage. And then we'll go to Zerdig next, also at disadvantage. That is a 10. And then Ito. That's not disadvantage on Ito, so that is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And you'll take 13 bludgeoning damage and 10 poison damage. And then you'll see another contraction of one of the bulbs on its body, and it will recover some hit points. And then it is Alondiel's turn.
Okay. I'll strike it with spiritual weapon.
Okay.
For 25 to hit for 5 force damage, and it needs to make a wisdom save.
Okay. Wisdom save. That's only a 4, so
That'll hit. It's gonna take 2 necrotic damage. I rolled double 1s on my d12s.
it happens. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Nope. I'll be a safety plug at the back.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it's going to release an explosion, and spores come erupting from it. So I'm going to need Zerdig, Ito, and Ore to make Constitution saves. And it is versus poison, so if you have anything that helps you with poison saves, that would apply.
22.
Okay, Ore also got a 22. Zerdig got a 13. Zerdig will fail and is poisoned and takes 19 poison damage. And then it is Sadzi's turn. And Z2's immune to poison, so that's why Z2 didn't have to do anything.
Okay. Can I continue doing my usual step into range of sight, fire, go away?
Yep. You sure can.
Then I'm a gonna.
Okay.
Nat 20 plus 8, so that'll be a 28 to hit.
So that's a crit. So go ahead and roll
That
your
is
damage.
indeed. Giving me an 18, it says.
18. Okay.
Ooh. Oh, if only I had doubled that one. Dang.
Yeah, that would have
Right?
been a nice double.
I think it actually gave me 2 extra D10
Yeah, that's
for
what a
critting.
crit
Yeah.
does. It doubles your dice pool. So,
Doubles
Sweet.
all of the dice in the dice pool.
yep. Okay. Anything else, or just move back out of the way?
Just move back out of the way.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you'll see another one of the bulbs on its back will contract, and plants will grow back over it, and it will recover some hit points. Okay. And then it is Ore and Zerdig and Z2's turn. Let's have Zerdig go first. Mizeki, do you know the command to do his Elven Accuracy attack? Because he has advantage, and that would apply now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do it on.
Yeah, he always rolls
Um,
that from the bot channel because it lets him roll the 3 dice. Whereas
Yeah, I don't.
D&D Beyond, I guess it probably won't let you roll for him, will it?
Yeah, I can't roll for it
Okay.
because we're not in it. I don't think.
All right. Well, I will just roll and then roll
Yeah.
an extra D20 for him.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Okay.
It is weird that that's not a thing.
Okay, that is a 21 to hit, which will hit for 13 damage. And then second strike again. Does Elven Accuracy only apply to one attack, or is it all?
All
All-
of them.
all
If
of
you
them?
have
Okay.
advantage, you get Elven Accuracy.
Perfect. Well, then let's roll another die here.
Which is why we often call it Elven Advantage.
Yeah, it's awesome that way. Okay, so he gets a 15, which will hit for 13 points of damage. Okay, and that is it for Zerdig, because I don't think any bonus actions are super useful for him right now. Yeah, so he'll just command Z2 to attack it, who will do +7 to hit. That is a 13, which will miss. And then Ore will go. We'll use bonus action Starry Form attack. That is a 20 to hit, which will hit for 12 points of damage, which is exactly enough to kill it. And so Ore isn't here to describe how they want to kill this thing. But as this bolt goes in, hits it, you see the radiant damage emit from all edges, is reaching every vine, going all into the center until it just rips apart in a small explosion of radiant light. And then lying there in the plants and the grotesqueness of it, you see that there are 8 corpses of human children that came out of it as it exploded, and one of a human man who, again, looks very similar to that of Typhon and the bodies you found in the cloning tank. In other words, it was good that you found those before you found this.
I'm assuming they're all those are all dead bodies.
They are all corpses, yes, indeed.
I'm so confused.
What are you confused about?
It's just my brain. Don't worry about it. I can get a recap later.
Ito will immediately move to begin burning remains.
Okay.
Yeah.
The man first. If nothing else, he wants to just get rid of that.
Before we burn the kid bodies, can we get Elandiel to at least do some sketches of their faces, as long as they're still like relatively intact?
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that we can be like, hey, we found these kids, we took care of the bodies, but
Is there anything like where the plant uprooted from?
There is not.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take remembrances of the children,
Okay. Easy
and then I'll go
enough to
back
do.
and let the other children know it sounded bad. It's okay. We're all safe. You'll be safe.
Okay.
It's gonna be okay, kids. It's gonna be okay. We're almost done.
All right. You do you indeed tell him that? So there are still at least one more path that you haven't explored. The rest of this room that you're in, where you just fought this giant creature, um, it's just overgrown with plants. It seemed to all be sustaining life for that creature. Um, but there's nothing else in this room. So, what would you like to do next?
Go
Check
back
out
to
that
before
final
the
path.
child murder.
Go back before the child murder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, more paths. There was more stuff to look at, I guess.
Okay.
I don't like any of this place at all. This is horrible. So the
Indeed, it
giant
is a
eyeball
very
watches me.
horrible place. All right.
Typhon was doing some dark stuff. That's what caused this all.
do we notice anything weird about that room we're walking through? We looked at that.
Um, you had already looked through that room because this
Yeah,
was
we
the
already
one
Okay.
that came from the kitchen on the other side, and that was just a storage room that was storing the grains.
Okay.
Let's get you guys
And this
out
door
and
they
around the
said was
corners.
open.
Yeah, and this door was open because one of the creatures had come from the other side of this room. So you can see inside here, and inside here, there seem to be all sorts of various desks for experimentations, as well as on the far side of the room, there are several bookcases with torn up books scattered all about. And there is a stand on the west wall with a book open on it. There are also two doors, one in the middle of the east wall and one at the southern end of the west wall.
I'll check out the book on the open stand.
Okay. What languages do you speak and read?
Celestial, Common, Elven, Infernal.
You do not recognize this language.
Is there any chance it's in Minotaur?
It is not.
Is it in Dwarvish?
It is not.
not in Sylvan, right?
It is in Sylvan.
Aha! I'm gonna go read shit.
All right. Yeah, and Ore would have also been able to read it because Ore reads Sylvan.
You do.
So
This is the coolest language.
this book is it's handwritten. It is notes about the experimentations that oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Typhon. How could I forget his name? This whole thing has been about him that Typhon was doing. It talks about his experimentation with arcane magic and how the druids and the protectors of nature weren't doing enough with the natural magics, with those kind of primal energies to protect the world. And he thought he could find ways to help enhance and make it easier for nature to be protected and to protect itself by essentially creating more sentient plant creatures that could help protect the land. It goes into pretty gruesome detail about what was needed. And his notes specify as you read on that children effective. He used to use adults, but he used children.
Charming.
As you go on, he talks about the creatures he created, which he named veggie pygmies, and they were all created from the children.
Hey, we have to go kill those now.
Yeah,
We have
the
to go kill
the
the
ones
rest
that
of
you
them.
barred in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do we need? I mean, do they have the souls of the dead children in them? Because maybe we shouldn't kill them. Then I don't know.
Well, it
I'm
But at the
pretty
same
sure that
time,
leaving them alive to suffer is not better.
yeah, leaving them alive and also leaving their souls trapped in that form.
Mm-hmm. Based on
Also worth noting, none of the rest of us know any of this unless Mizeki or
He's
Ore
probably
explains
reading
it to
aloud.
us.
right.
Yeah, Mizeki
Oh,
would basically
okay.
read aloud story time.
Okay.
He might skip over some of the more gruesome bits, but
Right. Based on this information, you gather that the creature, or that you did, was what was turning the children into these vegapygmies, and that somehow Typhon got entwined with this creature, because he was experimenting heavily on it. And based on just what you've seen through here with the clones still being active, that somehow he had been trapped in there, not dying, to
so
return
if
to
we
one of his
hadn't
other
murdered
bodies.
his clones already, he would
Ye-
have come out.
Yeah, he would have come out, and that would have been a fun surprise.
Oh my! There's a naked dude.
a
Does the
naked
clone pop up
high-level
with like?
caster.
Yeah, but does the clone pop up with like spell slots and stuff, or does it just come out with nothing?
Yeah, the clone comes out, spell slots, everything.
Oh,
20th
that'd be
level
funny as
caster,
hell.
ready to destroy you.
That'd be funny as hell. It's just a naked 20th level wizard
Yeah.
with nothing, and you're just like, well, good luck, buddy.
I'm gonna pack up his books.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess we'll take
so
all of this.
most of the books aren't in great condition here as the plants have grown up on them, but you're able to definitely pack them up and pack them away. There are various things with arcane magics as well as a lot of nature magics. Ore notices in several of the books there are notes written in Druidic.
Yeah, I'll hold him in the bag of holding, and we can take a look at him once we're out of here.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what he would
I'm
want.
really concerned how long this has been going on. Clearly, like
Well, hopefully,
this was
killing
still
that
actively
plant
happening.
will
Yeah, hopefully.
put an end.
You did notice when you went back into the room to tell the children that everything was okay, that the bowls and everything were still moving.
Dang it! It's not done.
Okay, so it might still be going on
Okay.
because that system might be unassociated with the plant itself.
Okay. This door is locked. Alondiel, as you come to it.
Is this door locked?
It is also locked.
All right.
I'm assuming
I'll
these are
open some
private
doors.
chambers. Which one do we want to go through first?
I don't know.
Let's do this one.
Do
I'll back up.
the westward wall.
Yeah, I'll back up. So
Okay.
if there's something bad.
20 on the first one. Same thing. Using the hand. Stay far away.
Okay. So you pick the lock, you get the clicks, and you see, as that happens, a massive cloud of dust and spores emit from that door outward. Alondale, you did not move far enough away.
Dang it.
I need you to go ahead and make a Constitution save.
Oh, that
I'm-
was the scare. It skid on the one and then rolled over to the 19
Oh.
for a 2021.
Okay. You save and you are not poisoned.
Whew.
But it opens up, and you can see beyond it that there are plants growing in it. But beyond those plants, there is a massive door made out of gold.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't want to go that way yet. Open the far one. I tell people it's a gold door, by the way.
And after everybody sees, the last one, they're all going to move out of the way before Mazeki even tries opening this door. Because none of y'all are dumb.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the 30 feet away maximum range. And,
Okay. All right.
yeah, I'm trying to write. My fingers aren't working for typing. That's an 11. That's not very good. An 11 opened the door.
An 11 does open the door.
Hooray!
Right.
Security. It's like having a front door with the glass next to it.
Okay. So here is the question. It is our normal ending time. However, you are right at the end of this dungeon. I know, Ito, it's super late for you and you want to get to bed. I don't know if everybody else would like to end, or if we want Ito can just drop off and listen to the rest of this, or we can just end right now.
I am kind of okay with us taking some time to process the stuff we've seen.
Okay.
And then, because we'll be able to finish it, and like if we have any ideas anyone's kind of came up with in their head on the way in between, and also maybe Ore or Zerdig thinks of something that we didn't think of.
Good call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get there. Gives them a chance to
Just
have
because
input.
we have learned a lot of things today.
Yup.
Many terrible things.
So, okay. Well, in that case, we will go ahead and end our session here and wrap it up. Thanks so much, everybody, for coming, for watching, for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And we will catch you all next time. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Hopefully
Bye.
less dying children next time.